Good morning. It looks as if you can see us already. We're still not sure about the fact if you can see us or not. This side, it looks like we're on.
Môre.
So good morning, goeiemorgen to the Cape Townians away. Guys, we are here this morning. I brought my wife on the show as well. She has a different perspective than I normally have, and I sometimes take all the flack on that perspective, but that's a woman's perspective. So this morning we've brought some dishes with. So this morning it's a ladies only show. Or not a ladies only show, I'll also be here. So on the other hand, my name is Viljoen. I'm from Tauranga, North Island in New Zealand. I'm a financial advisor, and what I do here is I help people with their wills, their life covers, their medical insurance, and as well as bringing money over from South Africa to New Zealand. So if you have got any questions regarding that, feel free to send me an email, admin@janviljoen.com. I'm going to say that again, admin@janviljoen.com. And let me see if we can move the comments a bit, the screen a bit more there.
Ek was net 'n bietjie meer reg opsit.
Yep. All right, guys. I don't know what the wife wants to do this morning, so I'm giving her a bit of carte blanche there.
Ek is maar net hier om al julle vrae te antwoord. Ek het gesien daar was 'n paar vrae oor wat dit kos om jou hare te laat doen en sulke goedjies, so ek het 'n bietjie gaan navorsing doen. Ek het gesien ook my eie ondervinding. Ek het gesien Jolandi van Viljoen het ook vir julle gesê wat dit kos. Ek het nou gaan kyk om jou hare te kleur, wissel enige iets van $85 tot $199, hang af van waar jy dit doen. Die vrouwtjie by wie ek dit doen, vra my $85 vir 'n kleur en 'n knip, wat ek dink baie billik is. Die meeste wat ek al in Suid-Afrika betaal het, was net so oor R1000, so jy gaan definitief hier bietjie meer betaal. As jy gaan begin foils en goeders insit, gaan jy hardloop jou prys op hier nou $249 toe. Wat hulle wel het in New Zealand is aksiepay, so jy kan actually jou haar afsprake afbetaal weekliks. Ek sal dit nie doen nie, want jy gaan net klaar wees die 1 maand, dan moet jy alweer gaan, so jy gaan elke maand afbetaal aan hare. En dan het ek nou 'n bietjie gaan kyk na facials en goedjies. Die facials is nie vir my so duur as jy dit in dollar vat, as jy dollar verdien nie. Jy betaal vir 'n facial so 45 minute facial $65, wat ek nie dink baie is nie. Hulle facials is baie goed. Hulle pedicures is so $50, dan is dit so 45 minute. Ons het al gegaan vir massages wat hier so by $90 gekos het vir 'n uur. Dit was regtig die moeite werd. Ek dink dit was een van die beste massages wat ons nog gehad het. Maar jy kan massages kry vir so $65 So, en dan het iemand gevra rondom hoe jy kan kostes bespaar. Okay, I'll try to speak some English. You can save money on making lunch and stuff if you want to go for a picnic. We rather go for picnics than going out for lunch every time that we go somewhere. So we just pack a picnic, even if we go to Auckland and we have a picnic just along the road with a nice flask of coffee. And the wraps are very cheap in New Zealand, and you can put anything in a wrap. So we normally take a few wraps, and then you have enough for breakfast and for lunch. You can take some muffins. So you can really save on money. You don't have to eat out. A pie is like $5, and you can make quite a few wraps for $5. So if you have to buy pies for 4 people, you get to $20, and you can have a very good picnic for $20.
Sorry about chipping in there. The big thing about picnics in New Zealand is if you think back into South Africa in the older days when you used to drive along the road and you had this little white table and benches underneath the trees there. New Zealand is very much based on that, except it's not there in the middle of the Kalahari or the Karoo or somewhere like that. It's much more scenic areas where you can stop and have a good coffee. We normally carry a flask with us full of boiling water, and you get these little sachets with coffee in them. And this is what we use as out there. And we've got these spots whenever we travel, let's say to Auckland, we've got the gorge where we are stopping every time. I mean, it's so beautiful there. Just a few things but let me not chip in.
And then some days when it's a nice day out, we will just decide to go and have a picnic for lunch at Pilot Bay down the mount. And you can buy fish and chips there for, what was it, $9 for 2 people.
Yeah.
And then it's enough for the both of us. Then there's chips left, which we can just feed to the birds. So you can have a good picnic, even with takeaway food, for not too much money. The shops in New Zealand, you get Pack and Save, Countdown and New World for grocery shopping. We normally shop between Pack and Save and Countdown, depending on what products we can get the cheapest where. Pack and Save is a little cheaper than the rest. It's kind of like, gives you the idea of a Checkers. Countdown is more like Pick and Pay, and New World is like Woolworths. New World's prices are quite high, but they've got specials, and these specials are very good. So you must just keep your eyes open for specials around. Countdown is a very beautiful shop, so it's nice to shop there. The layout is nice, and it gives you the idea of a very nice Pick and Pay in South Africa. And the prices are not that bad. You can swap between Pack and Save and Countdown. You can swap for not that much money every month. And just keep your eyes open for the specials. Pack and Save has got meat weeks. They call it meat weeks. Then you can buy, I bought chicken for $3 a kilo, steak for $10 a kilo. So steak in New Zealand is much cheaper than in South Africa. In South Africa, I use the cheapest cut of meat to make a stew. In New Zealand, we make stew with steak. Oh, let's see what else is there that you want to know. Tools?
Suleen, regarding tools is not that much more expensive here than in South Africa, but I think if you already got it, to sell it that side will probably not bring you a lot of money in, and then to come and buy it new, it will be like starting all over, although you will have new tools, but you will probably lose a lot of money in the process. I saw somebody ask as well, is it better to have your own transport or public transport? Public transport is available, but it is also time dependent. So if you've got not a lot of time and you can't really wait at places, sometimes you've got to wait up to an hour for a bus just to arrive. We don't have a lot of trains running all over the island, still an island, but we have a good bus system. The bus system is basically in every little town. But you do have there is a waiting period on this, so if you have to be very quickly at the next place, you could probably end up waiting half an hour just for a bus. So just keep that in mind. Cars are cheap this site. We will do our own little show on cars as well. I'm still trying to organize that. So cars is cheap this site. You can buy one. I know about a lot of people that come over and just buy cars this site, and then, or as soon as they arrive, they buy a car, because you can buy a car for $1,500, which is about 15,000 rand. So it's not that bad. Sometimes it's better just to buy a car and have your own transport than having to rely on transport or flights and that type of thing.
Okay, Kim is asking about nails. Yes, you can have your nails done at a salon. I've got no idea what the cost of that is, but I will find out and put it on the group. There are a lot of salons and people that work from home doing that, so you can definitely have that done. Most of my friends does. And then someone was asking about your grocery, the cost of groceries for a family of 4. We are 3 grown-ups, and our budget for food is around $200 a week. Sometimes I don't even get to $200 a week. Sometimes I go a little bit over, but I've never spent more than, say, $230 a week. And then it includes my groceries, fruit, veg, meat, cleaning stuff, everything's included then. So you can look at around $200, and that is for a family of 3 grown-ups. I've got 2 men that eat a lot. So you can save, yes. Fruit and veg are very available. You must just buy what's in season. At the moment, tomatoes are getting very expensive again. In winter, tomatoes can run up to $9 a kilo, then I just stop buying them. So you just put something else that's red in your salad. You can buy capsicums. In winter, capsicums are very cheap. The cucumbers are cheap, so and then citrus fruit in summer is available all around. Everyone's got citrus trees in their yard, so you don't even have to buy it. There are
something interesting about New Zealand is when people have extra fruit and so they put it on Facebook and they say, bring it back, come around, that we've got now it's Viljoen time. Yeah, you get what we call the honesty shops on the side of the road, where somebody packs Viljoens in a little bag and put it down there for $1 or $2, and you just come around and chuck the $1 or $2 there in this little thing standing there, and nobody steals that. But on the other hand, you often get the people saying, bring it back, we've got Viljoen trees, or we've got citrus trees, or whatever else is in season that is too much for them, and they just allow you to come and pick as much as you want to.
And you also get the honesty boxes. When you drive down to Auckland or wherever, on the farms on your way, they've got honesty boxes at the road, so you can just put in your $2 and take your bag of avocados or whatever you want. And their fruit are also then quite cheap. Now $230 skim is not much, and I must also say that includes snacks then. So I've got chips and I've got picnic stuff, and it's cool drinks, that's everything. It's really not expensive. The cheese relates very well to South Africa, where you can buy a kilo, 1 kilo cheese is about between $8 and $12, which I don't think is much. What else is
actually
there?
The cheese is quite nice here. I could say that you get a different taste for the food here. The food here is on average has got less sugar in than South African food, and it's got less salt in. So for the first few weeks the food tastes a bit funny. Some people can say they don't like it, but as soon as you're used to it, it's actually quite nice. You get used to not drinking sugar. Whenever I meet the South Africans that I take out for coffees, I'm always amazed now at how much sugar these guys are drinking. And when I was in South Africa, I used to drink as much sugar as them. I used to do my 3-4 sugars per cup of coffee. Now I drink my coffee black, no sugar. And normally when you arrive at a restaurant here or coffee place, you don't have sugar available or as available as in South Africa. You've got to go back to the counter and ask them normally for sugar. So but it's just something from my side there.
Wat het ek nou hier gesien? You ask if both people have to work. At the moment, it's only Jan that's working and we're surviving. It will probably be better if both can work, but we're not struggling. We're living the same life that we did in South Africa, and it's only him that works. He works very hard, but we've only got one person working at the moment. How is Welcome Bay different than from Papamoa? I loved living in Papamoa. I drove down there yesterday. I had to do a few deliveries there, and I actually missed the place. Welcome Bay is more beautiful. It's greener, and you've got views which we didn't have in Papamoa. The traffic, if you have to go to work at about 8 o'clock, is horrific from Welcome Bay. I think it's just as bad from Papamoa, because Papamoa is another 30 minutes drive from Welcome, but the traffic is worse than from Papamoa, definitely.
Now the big differences I've found is, except the views, Papamoa is next to the beach, so you can actually walk down to the beach, but you don't have any views there as it's more flat. Welcome Bay is a bit more hilly, so it's up and down a bit more. If you go for a walk, it's a bit more huff and puff up and down, I promise you, and we do love to go for walks. On the other side, Welcome Bay, if you're not traffic bound, you are about 5 minutes from the center of town, while Papamoa we were 30 minutes, which is a big difference on the petrol side. I used to fill up my vehicle once a week in Papamoa, and now I'm already on my second week and I haven't filled up yet. So, all right, let's take a few questions here.
How easy did you make friends? Linky, the South Africans that are here already are very open to make friends with you. We connected with the Afrikaans church as soon as we got here, and we made quite a few very good friends, but we also made friends through Facebook. We've got a lot of young friends. I think in our instance, the more of the people that's coming in at the moment are younger, between the age of 25 and say 35, and we're a little older. So the people that are our age have
I'm
been
not that old. We've just got it.
but they've all been in New Zealand for about 16 or 17 years. So I think, but it's not difficult. They're open to friendship, so it's not difficult to make friends.
I got to say that the differences between Papamoa and Welcome Bay was in the friendship as well. In Papamoa, although we lived in a very much the same type of setup we live now, with single house at the end of the street, we only met, or actually met most of the neighbors there, but only one ever greeted us. In Welcome Bay now, the neighbors have walked over, even the neighbors from the next street and the next street, as they walk past, they stop and they come in and they just talk. I mean, of all of them, only one was a South African, but he's also been here for something like 30 years. So, Welcome Bay, strangely enough, much more friendlier than Papamoa. Why, I don't know. It's even the cats are better here. So.
Yeah, everyone is a little more friendly over here. I don't know why, but it just is like that.
I just quickly want to take this question from Lisa Kai. What are Bethlehem? Bethlehem is a beautiful little suburb next to Tauranga, very near, about 3 minutes drive. Tupuki is about 30 minutes from Papamoa. It's more rural setting there. Rural meaning like the smaller towns, and it's actually a smaller town in the heart of the kiwi fruit industry. Pius Spa is a very new, or most of Pius Spa is a very new area. Some of the areas there the grass hasn't even been planted yet. There's no trees. It does have schools and everything else that you do need.
I see there a question about maternity leave. I am not sure about hiring pregnant people, but I know that they have a very good maternity leave system. I think it's 9 months paid leave,
something
isn't
like that,
it?
yeah.
And then you can extend that to 12 months with less pay, if I'm correct. But I know that the maternity leave is longer than in South Africa.
Hopefully we're not going to use it
No, but someone
in the
else
near
will.
future.
You're asking about paying. Yes, you get paid weekly. And you pay your rent weekly, you pay actually everything weekly.
Basically.
So that's why we work in weeks. So I just go grocery shopping every week.
Now your stuff like your insurance policies, you can have to either pay it weekly or fortnightly, as they call it, or monthly. But very few people get money monthly. Normally it's either fortnightly, which is every second week, or weekly. Actually saw a nice question there, just popped off now, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people is asking about kindergartens. Unfortunately, I'm not very up to date with that, but I will ask Jan to ask one of our friends that is a kindergarten teacher to get some info for you. We can maybe ask her if she can make a little video or something that we can post for you, because I'm not very up to date with the school system at all. The same with the aftercare. Yeah. I will ask someone to make a video for you to post regarding aftercare. Rentals with animals are very scarce. You do get them, but people are not that keen on animals in their homes. They sometimes allow cats, not so much dogs, but you get the odd one that do allow dogs.
I think it's Karen Blau from Auckland that has advertised a rental now that was pet friendly. It's not something that happens every day. And if you come over here, bring a CV for your cat or dog to explain how good or bad it is. They like stuff like that here. So, what does it cost for water and electricity? Water is roughly about $30 a month. Some places you don't pay for water. I know the smaller towns, South Island, that you don't pay for water there. And the quality of water is absolutely great here. You can drink water straight out of the tap. There's my tap water this morning. Electricity depends on how much you use actually, but also keep in mind that some of the areas has got what they call piped gas. That is gas that comes into the house from an underground source, which is not a bottle. Or other areas have got bottles. We in Papamoa was on pipe gas, and now we're on bottles. So that takes care of your heating, your water, and your stove. But about $200 a month for electricity, I would think that's about what you're supposed to be paying?
Housing can be anything from, at the moment, I think about 540 to 650,
Yeah,
depending on how big and
that's
where.
out of Auckland.
Yeah, out of that is
Auckland.
now in Tauranga I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Auckland is a bit more expensive. Auckland you can run easily up to $1,000 a week, and this is all our prices is per week now. You can easily run up to $1,000 a week. You do get cheaper places there, but that's not the norm. So I would say Auckland $750 to $1,000 a week.
What would you say is a good salary for a family of 4? That's difficult. It depends on how you live and how much you like to spend. I would think, I don't know, it's a difficult one.
I would think if you want to be very comfortable, I would say 90,000 upwards per year. If you're in Auckland, I would say about 30% more. So, good question from Carla. How do kids adapt? I see a lot of kids as I go around to clients and new people that coming in. Sometimes the parents haven't even adapted, then that kids is running around with the whole neighborhood around them, speaking English very fluently, even though they came from previously South African or South African Afrikaans schools. So yeah, they actually adapt easier than us. I've heard about one or two that was struggling to adapt. Sometimes they leave boyfriends behind and stuff like that. The teenagers could be a bit more difficult. But at the end, they all adapt because suddenly they've got stuff here that they don't have in South Africa, and that's called freedom. They can go basically anywhere without you have to worry about them. That's quite a big plus point about this country.
Chantal, about the groceries and how to adapt compared to South Africa, you actually adapt very quick. There was some stuff that I missed when we got here, like mayonnaise. I don't like the mayonnaise at all. And I used to cook a lot with mushroom soup powder, which you don't get here. You get mushroom soup powder, but it's horrific. I just can't take the taste. So I just learned to cook without the stuff that I miss. And now I don't even, we buy braai salt from the South African shop, and that's about it. The other stuff you just adapt to whatever they've got available. They've got everything that you have in South Africa. Some stuff just tastes a little bit different than what you used to. There's less salt in it. The spices aren't that spicy.
Now, spices is a problem here. The Kiwis aren't very big on spices. They even their sausages that they eat, it's can I use the word horrific? It's not nice. It's really not nice. So. All very bland at the end of the day, but it's all to do with no salt, no sugar in the food. So,
a lot of people is asking about should you bring a container or should you just start from scratch. I think that's also very personal. It depends on what you prefer. We prefer to bring a container, and I'm very glad we did. I've really, when the container arrived, you just feel that you're at home. Everything is there, all your little stuff, everything is just there. And it is a little bit more expensive to buy in New Zealand. You can buy from the op shops if you want to buy second-hand furniture. So I would say if you've got stuff that's falling apart in South Africa, leave it and buy it on this side. But if you've got stuff that's still good to go, rather bring a container. But that's my opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion, but I'm very glad that we did bring ours. You can scale down a lot. The houses are much smaller than in South Africa. There's not that much cupboards for packing. I've got kitchen stuff in the garage and in the hallway and everywhere because the cupboards are so small.
She's got too much stuff. That's the thing. She's got too much stuff.
And one thing that you have to bring if you bring a container is bring tall boys for the bedrooms, because the cupboards here are very small and they don't have any shelves. So bring tall boys, because you're going to have to buy it in New Zealand. That's just the way they do it here. So if you can bring it, bring it.
Quick one or two, we do braaivleis, we do gas, but you can buy the South African charcoal down here. It costs about 100 Rand, if I want to use the Rand terms, per 3 kg bag. Marina, the best braaishout. Yes, we do use Marina. I saw one thing else as well.
I just want to
your
ask.
own spices. You can bring that, eh? You can bring, just make sure it's sealed. No big issues regarding that. They are going to search your container at the end of the day, and it gets noted on your inventory.
Is it Tana that's asking about looking at starting over, how much it would be? I think you must go Google the furniture shops in New Zealand. I will make a list for you and put it on the group so that you can go and have a look and see what it actually costs, what it will cost you to start over. If you buy from the op shops, not that much, but if you want to buy your white stuff new, I will make a list of the furniture shops for you.
Please explain to us, a tall boy. What is
a tall boy is...
And I know what you guys were thinking. No, it's not that one.
What is it? How do you explain it? It is a kassie met laai, a laai kassie.
Yeah, it's like a cupboard. A cupboard with packing space, not hanging space. With
with shelves, yes.
Everything's got hanging space here, but no cupboards really.
So. 'n laai kassie, soos in die ou dae, soos ons oumas en oupas gehad het.
Cafe Smith asking price of clothing. Price of clothing very much on par with South Africa.
Not so much. I disagree.
That's a female perspective.
If you buy your clothes at Kmart and the warehouse, then yes, it's not expensive. If you buy from, say, Just Jeans, they've got nice stuff, then it's a little bit more expensive. And if you want to start buying at Farmers, which is like Woolworths, it is quite expensive. In the beginning, I didn't look at the other stores because financially wise, I just looked at Kmart and the warehouse. But the other clothing stores actually have quite nice clothes, but they are a little more expensive.
So, that's us nearly. We've got about another 3 minutes. Let's see if we can... I see somebody says you can buy online. That's the nice thing. You can buy basically all your groceries online. They go outside, they pack it into a little container, and you just pop up. They send you a login code or PIN code, and you go and you put your PIN code in, and it opens up, and you take all your stuff, and there you go. Guys, we are going to do, or I have asked Mariska to make us some videos on the inside of Pack and Save and so on. So you will have those videos as time comes along. It's just a bit difficult to share those videos while we are on a Facebook Live chat with you guys, because Facebook Live isn't that flexible currently.
And I wanted to speak on emotions this morning, but there's not going to be time. So what I'll do is I will ask Jan to make a video, and I'll just cover a few topics on emotions, and then we can just load that up to the group for you to have a look at. Of course, I know we're emotional beings.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do the emotions for a different time. I just see one or two things. It's Ford big over there. Ford is quite big here. Can we bribe with wood? You can bribe with wood. Cream soda is expensive. You've got to buy that from a South African shop. But the wood quality is not that great here, so that a lot of people doesn't bribe with wood. What is the story of the New Zealand Reserve Bank? I don't know what story you're talking about. I know they lowered the interest rate or the repay rate now that you have to pay on houses, I think to 1.5% or something. What happens to all your insurance policies that are currently on the monthly debit order here in South Africa? That's from Virendra Mohangi. I hope I pronounced that right. Once you're in South Africa, you get hold of me. I will help you change those over to New Zealand policies, and we take it from there onwards, and you cancel your South African policies. Most of your South African policies will have difficult to pay out once you claim on them. So just keep that in mind. I'm not being negative about South African policies, but I still have one in South Africa myself, and that's because I can't get insurance in New Zealand at an affordable rate. So guys, that's our time this morning, 30 minutes with Jan. Thanks for tuning in. In the coming weeks, we have made a few appointments. We've got somebody that's coming to talk to us regarding houses and buying a house for South Africans in New Zealand. Mariska will do us the video on emotions. We're going to do a few pack and saves. And if you've got anything else that's really worrying you, please feel free to send us a message, and we will have a look at that and try to see where we can get hold of you. As the weather progresses, we're going into winter now, but as summer comes along, we're going to do a few outside barbecues so that you can see what we do in New Zealand. early in the morning that will be, because it's now currently 6 o'clock here and the sun is just rising outside my window now. It's starting to become a bit red. So thanks a lot for this morning. Bye, Ranky. Thanks a lot for my lovely wife being here. It's time for us to love you and leave you.
Lekker
And
slaap.
see you next time.